Hello everyone, welcome once again to Primetime Analysis. Now yesterday there was this burial that took place in Ol-Kalau Nyandarua County. And this was the burial of Brigadier John Kiboko. John Kiboko is one of the Mau Mau veterans that remained and was living. And therefore you know that as always, Raila and Gaga has been somebody who is pro these people who are freedom fighters. He has always championed for their rights and welfare, both in the government and also while he's also in the opposition. We saw this even during the time of burial of the late Mukami Kimathi. One thing that turns out is that the burial was well planned, everything went on well. But then, as always in Kenya, you realize that every burial is a platform for political activities to take place. In that burial, I was moved by the speech by Raila Odinga, where he stated that at the time when this brigadier was sick, he went to Nairobi hospital and he could not get immediate treatment because of the lack of funds. Raila Odinga came out and assisted as he always has done previously. But then again, you realize that that could not be the topic of discussion at that burial. They went ahead to talk about the current affairs that are affecting this country. And I want you to listen to how Raila Odinga and Raila-Gachagua faced off during this meeting. Take a listen.
Azimio iko tayari kuongea. Wacha Kimani Ichung'wah ongea na Kalonzo. Huyo kaa kando, Ruto kae kando, Raila kae kando.
Somebody who has been bitten by a black snake, even when you see a black pot, you run away. And it's good I tell you today, because you are here and you have raised the matter. We fear you. The reason, ulikuja unakapata na mtoto wetu Uhuru Kenyatta alikuwa mtu mzuri. Alitupenda. Alitufanyia kazi. Mliposhikana na yeye akageuka.
Usiwe na wasiwasi. Sisi hatutaki nusu mkati. Mkati gani? Mimi sitaki kuwa naibu wa rais. Sitaki kuwa waziri mkuu. Yale yote mimi nishakuwa.
Mkisikia mimi nikiongea, nikisema naumwa na tunaumwa na gharama ya maisha, mjue kwamba hiyo iko kwa damu yangu. Mema ikitendeka nitasema.
Uzalendo ni wale wote ambao wanaweza kuzungumza na kutatua shida zao. Hakuna mwendawazimu. Hakuna mtu anaweza kujitokeza na kwenda barabarani kufanya maandamano kama hakuna shida. Tunaenda kwa barabara tuko bado kuna shida. Hao jamaa wataenda na baadaye hatutaweza kutoa heshima kwa mtu ambaye alikuwa anaongoza jeshi ya kupigana na mbeberu ili nchi yetu iwe huru. Kwa hiyo mimi nasema tuko na deni ya huyu mzee.
Prime Minister, wewe umpigania second liberation, we respect you. We respect your democratic credentials as a senior citizen, and nobody has any problem. What we are saying, former Prime Minister, what is the purpose of elections? Elections are won and lost. Once you win, you govern. Once you lose, you become the opposition. All the demonstrations you have led, none has ever been peaceful. They have all been violent. And that is why the government will not allow any demonstration anywhere in this country going forward. Haitawezekana. Hiyo I'm telling you ukiwa hapa. Si mimi niko.
From that kind of engagement, as a person who is a neutral observer of politics in Kenya, what would be your conclusion? What would be your say at the end of the day? For me, it is open and it is seen that Brigadier Gachagua harbored some anger towards Raila Odinga, and especially when it comes to the issue of the talks that are currently going on at Bomas. Brigadier Gachagua has been very open, and he does not want anything about discussions or dialogue between Kenya Kwanza and Azimio. For him, he believes once they won, everything was settled fair and square. There is no point of going and sitting down again and discussing anything. So that is something that Rigathi Gachagua is so passionate about. But one thing I'd want to talk about here is what really is the matter with Rigathi Gachagua, and why does he really hate this discussion to this extent? One thing that comes out, if you look at how William Ruto and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta related prior to the handshake, and then if you look again at their relationship after the handshake, it is only fair for Rigathi Gachagua to feel how he is feeling about discussions that are going on. He knows that if Raila Odinga sits with William Ruto, they will come to an agreement, and this agreement will in a larger extent have an effect on him because he's the second senior most leader in the country. So for him, he does not want anybody interfering with his space and with his power. You would note this, that Raila Odinga was open and candid to speak to him and tell him that I do not want anything about handshakes. I do not need any nusomkate, as you've been purporting. You've been saying that I met William Ruto and William Ruto paid me a certain amount. That is far from the truth. And that is what Rigathi Gachagua was now angered about, because he had gone out, spoken about how Raila has been sorted and no one else is there ready to now face the government again. In fact, you heard that Rigathi Gachagua is telling Kalonzo that Raila is already sorted, so you think and make a decision for yourself. Raila was there to make the record straight. Tell him to his face, you are lying to people of Kenya. I have not met William Ruto. I have not been given anything secretly by him. All I want is for this country to work together and Kenya to prosper for all of us together. So I listened to that and I realized that Raila Odinga did well when he decided to go and talk about those kind of issues. But then you'd note, Raila Odinga was speaking from a point of weakness. Why? He was not in his stronghold. Neither was that place neutral. You know, in a place like in Nairobi, you'd expect UDA supporters, you'd also expect some Azimio supporters. But in Nyandarua County, deep inside Ol-Kalau, very few, if there are any, would come out publicly and say that they're supporting Azimio. And therefore, Raila Odinga was speaking from a point of weakness. But the thing that encouraged me a lot is that if you look at how he was welcomed, everything and everybody was there waving for him, shouting at him, and congratulating him for attending such kind of a burial. One thing that turns out or comes out openly is that Raila Odinga is somebody who has nothing to hide or nothing to harbor against anybody. Even after the Luo massacre that happened, he has been very open and willing to accept and embrace everybody to his camp. So for me, I think Rigathi Gachagua is somebody who has some issues regarding his place in the Kenya Kwanza government, and therefore he does not want anybody or anything that can interfere with him. That is what is happening in that space of politics. That's my take. Give us your opinion. Do you think that altercation that took place is something to be encouraged? Raila Odinga choosing to attend that burial, was it the right decision? Rigathi Gachagua talking with that level of anger, was it a good thing to do? Please get down in the comment section and talk to us, and also remind us of any issue that you'd want us to discuss. Thank you, and please never forget to subscribe to this channel. May God bless you, and let's meet in our next analysis. Goodbye.